They took that corner, ref. Wrexham thump it clear, and there is the final whistle, and Wrexham were simply magnificent.
So unless you don't actually watch TV or any streaming service, you would have heard of a show called Welcome to Wrexham, which airs in America on Hulu, or Disney Plus for the rest of the world. Of course, Disney owns Hulu, so amongst other things. It's been going for 2 seasons now. The 3rd season was meant to come out later this month. That's now been pushed out to the 3rd of May. And more on the reason why for that delay. But yeah, if you didn't know, it's been one of Disney's most best hits at the moment. Of course, you're thinking about the issues around the MCU and Star Wars and all that. And so Welcome to Wrexham has certainly been one of the more positive success stories for Disney. And of course, yeah, if you didn't know, so it follows the story of Wrexham AFC. Wrexham is it's a city. Yes, it is a city, even in the north of Wales. It's sort of like, it was a mining town. There was a story, of course, that had a huge mining disaster, which the show does actually cover really, really well. Can't remember what season it is. Might have been season 2, but maybe even a bit in season 1. But yeah, basically, the show, it's really an American take on Welsh culture, because obviously there's a funny bit about certain things, like how the Americans English and Welsh would say a certain phrase, like fish and chips for dinner or friends. I still don't understand myself, but yeah, look, essentially it's a really, really good show. Obviously it has a bit of the Hollywood flair, because as you know, I should mention Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, Deadpool himself, Rob McElhenney, who's famous for It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, big Philadelphia Eagles sports fan. So they've taken ownership, and initially it was thought to be a bit of a joke. It's like, these Hollywood guys are just taking ownership of a club for fun. But certainly since they took over back in, I think it was 2021, the rise of the club has been truly remarkable. And they might not have the billions that the Saudis, Qataris, or Todd Bowley might have, but Wrexham now has put himself in a position where they are arguably probably the most commercially attractive club in the EFL. It is, in my words, I think it's a Premier League club that's living in the lower divisions. Okay, maybe lower. Yeah, I mean, in reputation, no. To be fair, I think more people know what Wrexham is compared to, say, like maybe the Luton Town. No offense to Luton Town, Sheffield United, Burnley. It's just because of that show. Americans in the town itself has benefited. In terms of tourism. Of course, Wrexham for a long time was considered a sort of a town in decline, because the mines were closed, and there's not really now tourism, because of the club. It has become a huge hit. Certainly, a lot of Americans and there's visiting the pub. There are some really, really good characters. So I think if you've watched Ted Lasso, yes, it's a bit of Ted Lasso, but for real this time. But of course, jumping ahead, so Wrexham, of course, they were in non-league for a good 12 years. They got promotion last season, and that was documented in season 2. Of course, that had an epic battle against Notts County. They were pretty much like the Man City, Liverpool of the Conference League. They really, the football conference, or Vanarama National League, as it'd like to be officially called. They both went up 100 points. Since then, of course, so they're now back in the Football League, both Wrexham and Notts County. Wrexham have actually pretty much continued where they left off. Unfortunately, Notts County, their manager Luke Williams had moved on to Swansea, so they're not going to go down. Their season's pretty much over. They're in mid-tier. Wrexham, though, is flying high, and I think that possibly is the reason why they've decided to push the release date out to May, which will be pretty. I guess I'm expecting that they will probably be doing some late edits as we speak. The EFL season is due to finish on the weekend of the 27th, 28th of April. Wrexham, as it stands, are in very, very, very good position. Now, of course, unlike the Vanarama, promotion from League to the League One is actually easier because it's top three get automatic promotion, and then 4, 5, 6, 7 they play off. Wrexham are sitting second at the moment. They're 5 points clear of fourth place MK Dons, and they've got they could very well that's 5 points. They could very well clinch. They could very well clinch automatic promotion this week. They've got Forest Green, who are absolutely terrible. They are Forest Green, of course. That's the club that famously prides itself for being vegan. They're bottom of the League Two, and are fighting to stay in the Football League. But yeah, so Wrexham are at home against them. Their next fixture's Crew against Crew. Crew was sort of chasing promotion, but they've sort of tailed off. I think they're probably going to be in the playoff. And then they've got top of the table Stockport. Well, funny enough, that's a sort of top of the table clash. Of those Stockport as it stands there, 4 points clear. I don't think Wrexham are really chasing the league title. Second place, after all, they just need to finish third and they'll be promoted. So their closest rival is Mansfield Town, sitting on 76 points. Although they have played one less game. That Mansfield Town was sort of looking really, really good. I thought it's the best team in League Two. They had a couple of 4-1, 6-1 games, but they've sort of tailed off in recent times. Nevertheless, I think even if Mansfield was to overtake Wrexham, it's looking like it will be. It wouldn't really matter. And Wrexham just need to finish third. It's kind of like a little less romantic than it was Vanarama, because if Vanarama. And if you watch season 2, Vanarama, the National Conference, only one team gets promoted, automatic promotion, and the other team has to go through a grueling playoff system, which Wrexham in the first in Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's first season in charge, owning the club, they missed out. The following season though they won the league, and Notts County had to break through. They actually had to beat Chesterfield on penalties. So it just shows you no one really wants to avoid the playoffs. Wrexham, of course, have had that history of the playoffs. So, and I guess I guess in a nutshell, it's been a great season. Look, I mean, I think you put the Wrexham name aside. I guess on one side, people are sort of expecting, look, Wrexham, they've got this, they've got a freaking TV show. Who else has that? Apart from Sunderland, they've got this TV show. I mean, everyone's expecting them to go into League One. But I mean, if you took the Wrexham name out of it, it is truly impressive that a non-league club could get back-to-back promotions, from League 2 to League 1, and maybe even put it, so it should still be celebrated. Look, I mean, I think there were certain times in the season where Wrexham were completely outclassed. I think even as recently as a few weeks against Doncaster, and a couple of results. But I guess when you put it in it, they were a non-league team. Look, they have some players who could arguably should be playing championship, maybe even in their heydays, players, ex-Premier League players like James McLean, Stephen Fletcher, of course, former goalkeeper Ben Foster. They were England, Ireland, Scotland internationals, but they're pretty much in the autumn of their careers, so it's kind of like, it's still a good, I mean, people say it's a good side, and maybe they could have been pushing for automatic, but I think that it just shows you what that is a big step up going from the Football League to not from non-football, because I guess you're not going to get your Dover Athletics or Maidstone as much as Forest Green or Sutton have been trying to do that in league, and Colchester have been trying to do that in League 2 this season. So that, and of course, Paul Mullins, he's started his new century of goals. Mark Howard he's still there. He's got that great he's actually got a really great podcast, which you've got to check out. And they've got that keeper from Arsenal who's actually done all right. I think there's been some criticisms. I think defensive wise, I think maybe that's something they need to look at if they're going to progress through League One. Because for League One, they're going to face former Championship ex-Premier League teams. Looking like it'll be Sheffield Wednesday. You might get Huddersfield. Derby are going to be up. So this will be something to see. So Wrexham. I think as we publish this, it's probably going to be it's looking like the fairy tale story is going to continue. And I guess Disney needs more fairy tales, given that the Kang Dynasty has pretty much been shot down, and they just can't seem to win anything with Star Wars. So, yeah. So that's my thoughts. How far can Wrexham go? Well, that's going to be a different story. And is Phil Parkinson the man to go? Of course, Phil Parkinson, who loves to swear, Northerner himself from, I can't remember where he was born, but yeah, a fantastic character who I think finally has gotten the recognition that his, from his achievements with Bradford, Bolton. He got Bradford into a League Cup final, by the way. And that they upset Aston Villa on the way and Chelsea. So I'm glad that Parky's finally getting the recognition. Is he the right man to continue it? We shall see. So yeah, that is Welcome to Wrexham, the real true life fairy tale story. And I mean, it is very hard not to jump on the bandwagon. And I guess as a Liverpool fan, Wrexham sort of does have a bit of a connection. I guess a bit like younger sister club, brother club. Liverpool played a lot of friendlies against Wrexham. Ian Rush sort of played there. Michael Owen played for Wrexham. So yeah, so I guess there's a little bit of affinity besides the TV show. But what are your thoughts on Wrexham? Not a lot of English football fans, a lot of league fans despise them because they're Welsh. They've got these billion-dollar, famous Hollywood celebrity owners. They've got Will Ferrell and the whole cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia coming out. Oh yes, I should quickly mention there's the women's side who are back in the world, the Adnan Premier, the top flight of Welsh women's football, and they've done really well. I mean, they're probably not going to win the title, but yeah, and Rosie Hughes. So really, yeah. So I expect a bit more on that on season 3 to be covered. So that's Welcome to Wrexham. So if you like this video, feel free to like and don't forget to subscribe.